Hey everybody, welcome back to another Slime Fun filled episode with your host Boomer, and we have finally done it. We have finally gone to the end. It was amazing. The room that had the spawner, that's all that was in the entire temple, or not really the temple, but the dungeon. That's all that was there, was just a spawner and about a 25 block hallway to get there. There was nothing going up, nothing going in and out, no prisons, no cages, no nothing. So we are here in the end because we need Magnanium. One of the things we talked about was getting Void going. In order to get Void going, we need a Void Harvester to harvest those bits. So we need Magnanium. To get Magnanium, we needed Ender Essence. And I got lucky when we came out here. The way this works, there was actually a chunk border right there. So I mined that one out just to make sure and see what I could get. So I'm going to set this up to show you here. We're going to, let's see, can I get three? Yeah, let's go this way. 1, 2, 3. So there's our 3 transmitters. All right, we'll put the scanner back here. We need the miner. We brought 2 coal generators. You can't bring anything solo or solar because, well, there is no solar in the end. So let's fire these up. And we need the control panel. So right now, how can you be mining arsenic? Did that hit 0 and I didn't see it? I didn't even do the scan on the chunk, did I? There's the control panel. It's not recognizing anything. The miner's going. The scanner's back here. How am I mining arsenic if I haven't even scanned the chunk yet? I'm a little confused. We're mining. Maybe I'll have to go back and watch the video. I don't remember seeing it hit 0. I don't think it got up there fast enough. Much less I didn't do a scan. So I'm not quite sure how that happened. Maybe it's residue from having scanned the chunk border when the scanner was over here. I don't know. Maybe it's one of those chunk border glitches. But it is mining what we need, which is Ender Essence. Now, looking at the Magnanium, I needed 4. I got 4 out of the first chunk. I decided, you know what? Let's go ahead and do one more on camera just to show you guys what it can get. And unfortunately, because I can't scan, I can't show you everything. But you're going to get Cinnabrite, you're going to get Arsenic, you're going to get Ender Essence, and you're going to get Thorium for sure. There was nothing to pump out. I did bring buckets with me just in case. But there's no oil in the end, which hopefully is not a surprise to people. But that was pretty much it. So somehow I'm already mining, which is great. You know, and it could be because I had some pieces on one side of the chunk and some on the other. Maybe that worked as a scan for both chunks. I don't know. But I've got more than I need. So when this is done, I can head back. I just got to get the thorium that's going right now. And I think that's everything. That's the one thing we're waiting on to get mined is this thorium. I know there's a recipe later on down the road which we'll use. Oh, you know what? I think it still has to mine a Cinnabrite too. And that just gives us arsenic. I would love, I want to see when we actually come back in here to fight the dragon, if using some of those bombs that are accessible through the PvP plugin, the Warfare plugin, if those will work on the end dragon. Oh, that'd be sweet. I mean, coming in here and just smack him silly. So let me clean this up. At some point, we'll come back and play with the Enderman, and we will defeat him somehow. I promise you, everything that we will use will be 100% Slime Fun geared. There will be no vanilla attempts. Everything will be Slime Fun armor, tools, weapons, bombs. We will blast the heck out of that dragon with Slime Fun and show them who's ultimately boss. So let me get back to the overworld. Somehow I got to figure out how I'm going to do this without killing the end dragon. And give me a minute. Alright, so we are back in the overworld, and yes, the only way we could do it was to turn keep inventory on and die. I don't want to fight that end dragon yet. I'm not ready for it. I didn't have the tools and the weapons. and I didn't want to leave everything there and waste the whole episode. So yeah, I turned keep inventory on. I should actually turn it back off now here. There we go. So I wanted to bring the interruptance back simply to show you guys how this process is going to get started. And I'm not saying we have everything in place yet. But to get void and infinity going, we need to get the void harvester, we need the singularity constructor, and we need a couple of things to get going. So I'm going to put the rest of this back. Let's see. Boom, pow, bum, bum. We'll take some of those with us next time just for fun. Buckets go in the chest just in case. Arsenic can go in here, cinnabrite, and that. We need to keep the essence. And somehow I have two guides. All right. So the first thing we want to do is start building the void harvester. Okay, in order to build it, titanium now is relatively easy. Magnesium we'll come back to. The geominer, 2 machine circuits and a machine core, and then 2 magnesiums. So the machine core is 21 reinforced ingots. If you include, the 2 press, the 4, and the titanium, there's 2 machine steel plates or mag steel plates. In the magnesium, so we need essence, we need a magnesium singularity, and we need mag steel. So now that we have the essence, we can make the magnesium, which we need 2 of, to make 1 void harvester. So we'll have the ability to make up to 3 of them should we choose to do so. And geominers, it's not horrible. I mean, you got to make a pump. You got to make a couple of medium capacitors. But that's not bad. I may steal the geominer I have for now just to get this going. But to make the magnesium singularity, we now have to make the singularity constructor. So that comes first. So we'll come back to the other one. To make the singularity constructor, we can actually do this. We have the tools. We have the power. We need 3 mag steel, 2 machine plates plus a machine core, which has its own machine plate, 4 more circuits, 4 titanium. So realistically, we need a manageable amount, and then we need the carbon press. And it's got to be a level 3 press. So let me get crafting, and then we will start down the road of void. All right, guys, so we are back. We have our Diet Coke. We have our singularity. And the first one that we needed to get was the magnesium singularity. So I've already set this up to pull magnesium ingots in. All I've got to do is turn this on. So the guide doesn't show exactly how much you need, but it tells you how much it takes. So I need 20 stacks of magnesium ingots to make 1 magnesium singularity. And if I remember right, we need 2. So we were making the void harvester. We need 2 magnesium. Yeah, so we need 2 magnesium singularities. So this will take us a little while. And you can see the clip it's going at, a little bit more than 1 a second. While that's running, I want to update you on the update I just did on liquid. I don't know if this is a liquid problem or if it's a cargo network problem. I think it's more a cargo network, and it's not necessarily, it's not a bug per se. I don't know what to call it other than maybe a lack of thinking ahead, I guess is what I'm going to call it. And this is not a knock against anyone. It's simply how the cargo network functions currently. What I've built, and I showed this to you in the last episode, was our system for making hardened steel and reinforced ingots. And what we've got is we've got molten zinc, molten aluminum, molten copper, and molten steel. And they would go up into the mixer, and then from there they would go up into the solidifier up top. Well, what was happening in the mixer is I'd get 5 zinc, 3 copper, 1 aluminum, and no steel. Or 4 steel, 2 zinc, 3 aluminum, and no copper. It wasn't balancing out evenly for whatever reason. So I was trying to find a way around it, because then what was happening is I was getting molten brass up here even though my recipe called for molten hardened steel. Hardened metal, excuse me. Which then was affecting my ability to make the reinforced ingots because I was getting all sorts of other crap in there. So I came up with a new solution. Instead of trusting that the cargo networks can evenly balance it, which we've proven they can't, I created my own evenly balanced system. As these create the molten, they each go to their own dispenser. So I've got one for molten zinc, one for aluminum, and this does not work if you combine them. You'll have the same problem if you combine them. So steel and copper, and you might have caught this. I've actually built the redstone clock that's in the game. And I've set it, right now I have it set to 1 minute and 24 seconds. Just so that you're aware, the pulse interval, there's 20 game ticks per second. So take 1440 divided by 20, that tells you that's, I hate doing math on camera. It's 1,200 pulses per minute. So 240 out of 1,200, 20%. So I'm sorry, it's a minute 12. I thought it was a minute 20. I've got the clock set to a minute 12. It actually needs to be set to about a minute 2, but I've allowed for some slack in case there's some lag. One of these doesn't clear out properly, it backs up, whatever. I gave it a little bit extra time. All right, and then you can change the length of the tick of the pulse. So realistically, we need 2 pulse tick or better for this to work. So it just fired again. So what it did is it sent one of each bucket into here. Then this node pulls everything out, sends it up to the mixer. When the mixer is done with it, then it sends it up here to turn into hardened metal. That hardened metal goes to the storage fluffy barrel. Look at that, 2,700. It goes to any ingot factories. What I've also done is I've split the molten hardened metal. Some of it will go up, some of it will come over here, to make sure that this stays balanced over here, because I was going back to the ingots, pulling the ingots back over and remelting them, and it wasn't keeping up. So now by splitting it, some come in here, some don't. And that saved that problem. So in this one, when the redstone fires, there's 6 droppers that put all, excuse me, I got the hiccups, all the items in the chest. This pulls it out and sends it up to this mixer. Here we go. Look at that. Perfect. Every time. Because only one of each goes into the chest, it can only pull out one of each. And it takes the redstone signal, which is set to 72 seconds to fire, and I've split it. One goes up to get those 2 droppers and these 2 droppers, and then one comes down to get the last 2. So they all kick 1 bucket in. The network nodes pull out 1 bucket of each, send it to the mixer, which then sends it to the solidifier. So slag goes in one, reinforced ingots goes in the other. So every minute 12, I'm getting 4 hardened steel and 3 reinforced ingots. Every 24 seconds, I get one of these babies. I have 429 of them in there, and I've already pulled out probably 10 stacks since this all started to work on different projects. So in a 24-hour day, if I can produce 3 every 72 seconds, it's only going to take a day or 2 to fill this up. Then I'll start sending it to Carbon Press, I believe it is, to make pressed the reinforced ingot plates. The other thing that we did, so that fixed that, okay? One thing I do want to caution everybody on is always make sure you understand and you're managing your power properly. What I had outdoors was 2 energized and 1 advanced celestial panel, and then the 2 energized daylight solar panels, whatever you want to call them, energized panel, whatever. 2 of the energized ones. And I hadn't put any capacitors into the system. So as you guys remember, during the day, everything was great. But at night, the system would kind of run out of power. So what I've done is I made 6 energized capacitors and stuck them in after I made that second advanced celestial panel. Because now during the day, I load up to 3.25 million joules, and overnight I only use a little bit over 1, I think it is. So I always have power. So now these keep running. So the nuclear runs during the night and day, whereas the celestials outside only run during the day. But because I have 6 capacitors that each hold 500,000 joules, I'm able to stay ahead of the game now. Now, as I add more and more things in here, I'm going to have to come back and look at that and make sure I keep the power balanced. But now that I've got that power advantage, this runs perfectly fine. I had this happen where I ran out of power and this got backlogged, and I opened the chest and it was completely full of molten ingots. This one you can't open because I've got the droppers above. So I have to trust that to actually see the inside of that one, I really have to come over here and look inside of the mixer. So that's what we had been working on. We need to actually get 2 of those singularities put together so we can make our, we can make the magnanium to give us the void harvester. Now, void, from my understanding, runs a little bit differently. It actually needs to run like if you have a void panel. It actually needs dark to run. Now, I'm not sure what the light level it is. I've seen some documentation from the dev where they said put a block above it. I've seen other people say it's got to be below a light level. Once we get one built, we'll take a look. Given that we need to still wait for another 1,500 or 1,600 ingots to go through, I'm going to go ahead and not put you guys through the pain and suffering of watching that. I do want to let you know, though, I did upgrade these storage units for the dust to the reinforced. So now they hold 100,000 each. I did that this morning, not even 12 hours ago. So I'm pretty sure before the night's over, I'm actually going to have to stop dust production again because there's so much in there. Because all my ingots down here are still full. They're all 9 of them are full last I checked. Yeah, see, they're all still full. The only one that might not be might be lead. Nope. They're all still full. So I'll probably stop dust from going in here. They'll still produce ingots to go back to the smelteries. So I do have those ready for the void. Once we get them, we'll be able to start upgrading those. So I'm going to let this continue to run, and I will be back. All right, let's get back to crafting. We've got our singularities, our mag steel, our ender essence, magnanium. Yeah, we're finally moving forward. All right, so we need 2 machine circuits. I've decided we're just going to steal the cargo or the miner, the geominer, from my kit for now. I'll craft another one later. Whoops, wrong chest. Because now I think we still have to make a machine plate. Okay. Need 4 titanium, and there's 1 in there, so I need 5 titanium, 6, 7, 8 titanium. Yeah. 8 titanium, 4 more machine circuits, and 2 machine plates. Okay, so I need 2 more plates. Man, I really need to get these sorted out a little bit better. I should probably just craft up a whole bunch of titanium, don't you think? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 was it? Oh, I lost count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's the 8 titanium, and then I need 20 for that plate. 8 hardened metal, look at that. Okay, and then 8 Damascus. Beautiful. Okay. go. And our titanium. Yeah, I think it's time to set up an automatic smelter for titanium. I think it's earned its own little spot. All right. Nope. Hang on. We need machine circuits, right? Yeah, 4 more of those too. I missed that. I don't have many left. I'll just grab them all for now. Probably should set that up to be auto-crafted too in the smelter. No, I'm sorry. That's not a smeltery. That is... Oh, hang on. We got to do the plate first. That's not a smelted item. That's a crafted item. Okay, you know what? There are times when I'm playing this game that I go, I can't believe I am so goofed that I miss some obvious stuff, like, you know, crafting recipes. I get them backwards, like I think I'm about to. Nope. Okay, good. All right. I have those moments. I'm sure everybody, you know, I can't be the only person in the world, maybe one of two, but, you know, that has those moments where you just go, duh, can't believe you did that, Boomer. All right, here we go. Void harvester. Let's find out. Let's learn everything we can learn about the void harvester. It's harvesting. Ooh, wow. 1,000. So, just looking at this pace, how long is this going to take? And I bet you it's all for one void bit, so I may want to make multiple void harvesters. I got enough ender essence, I can do 3 right now. I mean, this is going to run 24/7, but looking at this pace, you know, it's looking like it's probably 100 ticks a minute, give or take. So this is going to take probably at least 10 minutes to fill up, but yeah, I may go ahead and make 2 more because I've got the resources for them. I might as well go ahead and make a second and a third and let it run. One thing too with the singularity, if you leave anything in there, you know, it'll still go. And I just realized I still have them coming in from the ingot factory. So watch this. You break it. If you break it 1 ingot short of fulfilling that singularity's requirement, you will have 1,279 ingots all over the floor. It's pretty awesome. I broke one at like 1080, and it just went everywhere. So I'm going to let this harvest, and then we'll come back and we'll wrap up. Well, we did it, guys. We have our first void bit. We are on the way. Yeah, now I only need about 729 more. So I'm going to make the other 2 void harvesters. We're going to get going and get this mass production of void harvesters going. I may even run back to the end just to get more ender essence. But with that, I believe we are going to wrap this up. I want to again thank you guys so much for your participation in the series, your comments, your feedback, your ideas, suggestions. Keep them coming. Also, I want to thank one of my viewers for pointing out where you can use slag. And for those that don't know, you put it in the ore grinder and you get sifted ore. At least I think it was sifted ore. Yeah, because it was. You can actually use that towards building up uranium. But we're going to do something different. We're going to use uranium extractor that's in the game. So anyways, I want to wrap this up, get this out to you. Again, thanks for watching. Remember, when you play Minecraft, you've got to go boomer or you got to go home. We'll see you later.